Welcome to Babafield Stadium. It's the Zifa Southern Region Division 1. And this match here features Bosso 90 taking on Moto. Bosso 90 started with a win against Main Line, and this is their second match of the season. Not much changes from their team, so most of the boys in this team will be confident of picking up maximum points in this match as they get a free kick, they take it short. Trying to build it from the back with Darlington Mukudi, who pushes it now to Donnet Fosho, who is the left back, to Senton and Gov with the captain. So those are patient build-ups by Bosso 90, trying to build it from the back, but Moto will pick the pieces with Mwale, who flies a long one into the box. The goalkeeper will collect that one, although at the first instance he seemed to have spilled that particular ball. Moto with a long clearance this time. So lots to play for these two teams. Bosso 90 is the Highlanders developmental side. So most of the boys who were playing last year still in this setup. Very few players promoted into the senior team, as this time Moto will get a free kick with Wisdom Gwenyapati will leave it for Aspect Nube. So Aspect Nube will take the free kick on the left flank, but looks like he will take it right-footed. It's still goalless in the first half. It has been an interesting Easter weekend, which has seen lots of football in terms of Division 1, and Tofire Isambo could not get to the end of that one. The goalkeeper then sent on Gavul collect and trying to look for options as he pumps it over the halfway line. Good numbers for Moto, but they failed to clear that one clean, and the cross is not the best there, as it remains goalless in this match with 9 minutes gone in the first half. Washington so far not clear-cut chances created, but at least both teams are trying to get into the box.
An interesting match indeed. Both sides are trying to weigh each other. No clear-cut chances that have been created, but we're seeing there Bosso 90 they could have done better with that chance that they just wasted for now. For Bosso 90 coming from a win last week against Mainland, I think they'll be looking to collect maximum points since they're playing at home. So far it's 0-0, but we're in for a good match.
So the two teams that are the favourites for the league title and the sole ticket to the Premier League, starting with the opening wins in the Zifa Southern Region Division 1. Bulawayo City, who opened with a 5-0 win over RNL in the first week, did well on Saturday to beat Mossy Rovers by 3-0. Mossy Rovers putting on a good show in that particular tie. And on the other end, the Talent Vision, who started with a 3-1 victory over Makomo, then travelled to Kesmine, where they managed to win by 1-0. So those two teams are starting with that 100% record, as now Bosso 90 will try to come up with a long one, and that one is cleared out of danger by Shiba Domingo. And that one goes out again for yet another corner kick. So it remains a goalless. So interesting results coming through from those two teams that are the favourites for the league title. But even the so-called smaller teams in the southern region, they seem to be putting on good shows, despite the fact that they will be facing those defeats in terms of the matches that they've played so far.
It really shows that we're going to have an interesting Division 1 league so far, with title favourites Bulawayo City and Talent Vision already setting a statement with those 2 victories in 2 games. For Bulawayo City, they've managed to score 8 goals in 2 matches. It really shows that they are very ruthless in front of goal. As for Talent Vision, going away to Kesmine and collecting maximum points, it also shows that they are going to be there for the league title.
It's still goalless here with 12 minutes gone in the first half. The goalkeeper this time, Blessing Mazimure, not the best of the clearances. The turf will also make it difficult for Moto. But it's a good practice match for them for the future, if any of the players can make it into the PSL. Here is now Bosso 90. It's cleared away again by Moto. Up front, they are trying to look for Stephen Mufirimi. Good work as Bosso 90 will push it to Mugata. Mukuli now to the captain. He will take his time to come up with the clearance. Kedwell Kawaza. He receives again from the goalkeeper as he pushes it this time to the left side. Some decent passing from the Bosso 90, but the interception is good on that occasion from Moto, although Bosso 90 will once more win possession with Tony Sibanda. That's good play. Through ball this time. The flag is up for offside. Better play from Bosso 90, but the offside trap doing its work.
Some good exchange of passes by Bosso 90. They're building it from the back. It was unfortunate there that Daluguche Lodo was caught to have been offside, but it was good play for Mylanders, the Bosso 90 side.
Senton Lovo, the goalkeeper, this time will find Kawaza, the captain, back again to Ofosha, who is playing as the left back for Bosso 90. Pumps a long one. This time they are looking for Brighton Makopa. He receives the return pass as they are trying to look for an opening. So many blue jerseys there, but they will hold on to the position and then into the center. That's a chance then, but the defensive work does its job well to push it out for a throw-in, and for sure the right back going to take that throw-in on the right side. Breaking away this time is Moto with Stephen Mufirim. Good possessional football, holding on to the ball very well, and he will pick this time Wisdom Gwenya. Gwenya now delays with the pass, and he will push it back now as they try to return it back again to Gwenya, this time to the right back, Vectembanyon. Still, Vectembanyon is moving, will pump a long one into the box. Not the best of the balls that he pumps into the box, but the idea was good, but the turf will obviously affect them as well. Moto in terms of adjusting to the big pitch, adjusting as well to the thick turf of Baba Filter Stadium. Goalkeeper this time, Sendon Ndlovu. Pumps a long one over the halfway line. That one should be an easy one for the goalkeeper, blessing Matsumure, as it comes again to Domingo in midfield. Good play from Moto by Mufirimi, and the interception is good on that occasion by Dominic Charisha for Bosso 90 as he controls it, pushes it now to Kedwell Kawaza, the captain, to the right side where there is Donnet Fosho. Back again to the captain. They spread it again to the left back Fosho. And this time Mhlonga will try to make his way past the midfielder for Moto Wisdom Gwenya, but he was pulled down, so it's a free kick to Bosso 90, quickly taken. That's an important tackle coming there from Nometa Mwembe for Moto, and a foreshot to take the throw in the right back. He has been receiving most of those balls on the right flank, as now they try to break away Moto. Here is Sambo now. Good pass from him to pick Domingo. Domingo now will pick Wisdom Gwenya. Gwenya will pump a long one, and it's cleared out of danger by Innocent Chifamba. It remains goalless. Interesting opening 17 minutes. Bosso 19-0, Moto 0.
Bosso 90 looking good, especially when they're going forward. They're playing some good passes, especially in that midfield, using mainly the right wing where Bosso he has been overlapping. For Moto, they've been resorting in long balls, but so far so good for maybe for Moto. Since they're the away side, they've managed to contain the pressure of Islanders as Bosso attack there.
Tony Sibanda breaking very well now. He's done it for sure. He's done this very well. He'll come up with a cross, the header, then some defensive work coming from Moto. A shot coming through. That one is blocked out for a throw-in on the far side. Good play from Bosso 90. Although they can't get that goal, and they may also want to keep it on the ground. We have noticed that the defense line of Moto, they do have that height, and so far they've done well with most of those clearances. Here is a sample now. The clearance is not quite the best. Good one for Tony, and that one is out again for yet another throw-in. So the offside trap also working very well for Moto just to frustrate the Bosso 90 team. It's one defense line that they've done pretty well so far in this match.
It has so far worked good for them because the Islanders have been caught, the Bosso 90 side, they've been caught offside twice in the first 17 minutes of the match. It seems that in terms of that the defenders, they are very tall, and we have seen that of all the crosses that have been whipped into the box, they've been able to get them out and defend them well.
So far so good for Moto to contain Highlanders, and the flag is up again. That was a close call, and the referee spotting that one very well. So free kick now to Moto, which they will take with Shiba Domingo. That's a poor free kick from him. And now Bosso 90 will try to break away as Olani Mjonga on the far side. So most of these boys were playing last year in the Bosso 90 team, and they continue playing again. What does this mean about the developmental side of most of these boys, that they are still playing in the Highlanders developmental side?
It's good that Highlanders, they've managed to retain most of the players that they had last season. It also means that they have a continuation in terms of the project that they started. It's also good because these boys, they understand each other very well. So I think it's going to be easy for them to actually play very well in this season. For starters, maybe like Highlanders, the 90 side, most of the players, I'm sure they will want to also graduate into the first team. But for now, it's good that they've been retained and they're still able to don the black and white jersey.
Okay, so does it mean that maybe none of them was fit to squeeze into the first team?
I'm sure this time around maybe the technical side of the senior team, they saw that maybe none of the boys could graduate, or maybe they just opted to get one or two players from other sides and blend in with the boys that they promoted last season.
So Mhlonga with a quick throw in now as Bosso 90 try to get something. A shot comes through. Oh, what a fantastic goal! It was always rising, long range effort, and Dominic Charisha with a fantastic strike. It's 1-0 to Bosso 90.
Bosso 90 taking the lead. What a goal, what a strike. A ball from nowhere. Moto losing the ball and Bosso 90 utilizing. And what a shot there. Bosso 90 taking the lead.
So Bosso 90 taking the lead with that long range effort from Dominic Charicha. And they are now in the lead, and some poor marking there, one would say, from Moto.
They could have done better there, and also they lost possession just unnecessarily. You don't just lose possession, especially in your own half. If you do that, when you're playing against the good team, they always come to you. And this is what has happened. Moto have been punished for some poor passing in their own half.
So Dominic Charicha with a fantastic strike, putting Bosso 90 in the lead. So he's going to play an influential role now in midfield. They will need to close on him for most of this match if Moto are to win. But here is a chance now again for Odlodlo. He has delayed as well, coming up with a shot, and the Moto just crowding as they push that one out for a corner kick. And that defender who was fighting for that position is lying injured. Could have done a lot better there on that occasion, Bosso 90.
Could have done a lot better. They should have punished Moto again. As you can see, Bosso 90, they're looking like a side that they've been dominant so far. They've created good scoring chances. On this other occasion, they should have done better and maybe punished the Moto defenders for some poor play. But the ball has been cleared out for a corner. Although the man who cleared it out seems to be lying down and is now seeking medical attention.
So they could have got a second goal there, Bosso 90. They have wasted that opportunity. So the Easter weekend Division 1 Southern Region football starting on Thursday as Makomo managed to beat ZPC Wange by 1-0. Then on Friday there was an interesting match at Crescent Sports Club right here in Bulawayo, where Siu managed to do well and beat newcomers Arnel by 2-1, but Arnel had actually taken the lead in that particular match. Then Bulawayo City beating Mosi Rovers by 3-0. Talent Vision beating Kesman by 1-0. It was goalless as well between Indovia Nyatela and the main line. Ajax beating Toronto by 3-0. And in this one here, Bosso 90 leading by 1-0. Also today, Siu traveling to face Mosi Rovers for that particular tie. As the cross comes through, it's a corner kick that is cleared out for danger. Here's Mkloma now trying to turn and shoot, but it was not good enough as that one rolls out for a goal kick. That player is still injured, so they are playing with 10 men, and at times when there is such injuries, it's very important to make a quick decision as the technical team, of course in consultation with the medical team, to make a quick decision, because that player now has stayed outside the pitch for quite some time, but they still are pushing. That is Moto as they are trailing here by 1-0.
Yeah, playing with one man short, it can actually it's a huge disadvantage because you can actually be punished for that. We just hope that the player who has been stretchered outside will be able to continue.
So it's still 1-0 to Bosso 90. That goal coming after 22 minutes from Dominic Charicha. A fantastic goal it was. So we have seen some good goals in terms of the Zifa Southern Region Division 1 Easter weekend football. Free kick this time to Moto, which they take just in front of the center line. So Sambo and the left back Denzel Mugaza in a bit of a task with the referee having to go and sort out that issue there as they pump a long one into the box. That's much better this time from Moto in the box. Still fighting for possession. The shot will come through. A chance then, and that's the equalizer coming through for Moto. Poor defending by Bosso 90, and that man will celebrate that goal as they have scored an important equalizer. That is Moto. They have responded very quickly for them to get that equalizer. This one coming 26 minutes into the match, and it had to Bibek Temba Nyoni, who is playing as the right back. He found himself in the box and they did well to get that one. It's 1-1 now. Good goal for Moto. Moto, good
goal. They have responded well. Nyoni, they're punishing the Islanders defenders for some poor marking. We have got a good game in our hands. 26 minutes played and we have got 2 goals so far. We are in for a treat indeed.
So 2 goals inside 5 minutes. Well, it's a good goal in terms of the fact that Moto have equalized, but one would describe it as a scrambled goal because of a bit of poor, hesitant defending as well by Bosso 90.
Bosso 90, they should have done better. That free kick, they should have actually cleared it way back when it was first flighted into the box. But that's what happens. When you don't clear your lines, you get punished. And this time around, Nyoni punishing the Islanders defenders, and he gets the equalizer for Moto.
So that one is pushed out for a throw-in to Bosso 90. The Moto team will be happy with that equalizer. The neutrals will also be happy with that equalizer, as it will certainly open up for the match. So it's a free kick to Moto on the right side. Sambo. Cadwell, the captain, pumps along one, trying to pick Tony Sibanda. Just outside the box, pumps it into the box. Then lacking there is Mutlonga. It's a good one in the box, and no takers. That's when you need a center striker to position himself, which we saw with Moto when they got that equalizer. The captain, Cadwell Kawaza. The goalkeeper is out of his goal area, and they are forced now to push it out for a throw-in. 30 minutes gone into the first half, 15 to go. It's 1-1. It is the Zifa Southern Region Division 1. It's Bosso 90, the Highlanders developmental side, taking on Moto. Good skill there from Vectemba as he finds Sambo with one or two twists as he pushes it back this time to Javas Shoko. Much confidence now from Moto soon after that goal, as they pump that one out for a goal kick to Islanders, but they've gained the confidence now.
They indeed gained the confidence, and also looking at Bosso 90, they seem to be very casual at the back there. They were almost punished when the goalkeeper came out of the box there. And with such play, you can easily be punished, and you can easily get to concede a goal. As we saw, the Tofire Sambo, the experienced player who has played Premier League football, he seems to be giving the young Bosso 90 defenders a torrid time there.
He's using his experience very well, Sambo, as he controls it again, and they pump a long one just outside the box, but Bosso 90 will defend it. Here is a Shoko now, trying to break on the left side. It's still Shoko, and that one is pushed out. So what will be a goal kick? Goal kick to Bosso 90, which their goalkeeper, Senton Ndlovu, will take it short. That's the confidence that you get from this Bosso 90 at times, the way they take those goal kicks, not the traditional long goal kicks. Here is now Sambo, good 10, using his experience very well as he pumps it, looking now for Nyoni, and that one is defended well by Bosso 90. To the left side where there is Denzel Mugata. Another late tackle coming through, and that scream, I'm sure we'll see the referee flashing the yellow. He has done so. It was a late tackle, but I'm sure as well the scream adding to it, and yellow card, another yellow card to a Moto player.
The second yellow card for that game, and it goes to Moto again. It was a late take indeed. Hopefully the player, with the way that he screamed, hopefully it's not a bad injury. That will also see him Bosso 90 being forced to make a substitution. But it was a late take, and it was a bad one indeed. But still, when it comes to the scoreline, it's still 1-1. Both sides weighing each other in Moto. They seem to have gained some confidence after that goal by Nyoni, and they seem to be pressing Bosso.
They are pressing very well, and the player is still injured. Sambo just controlling things in midfield, getting instructions as well from the bench, I'm sure, pushing him to be even more dominant in midfield. Moto would want to pick the point. So it's Bosso 91, Moto 1, and the player injured there is Darlington Mukuli. He has picked himself up, just walking off the pitch now, as it remains 1-1. So free kick this time, Mugata to take it for Bosso 90. Mukuli is still outside, but he seems fine now as they pump yet another long one. It's cleared out of danger. It comes now again to Stephen Muvirimi. They will pick Nometa Mutembe Sambo with a good touch. That's what he has been doing, trying to thread the pass for Muvirimi, but Bosso 90 will defend. Mwembe. This is a good spell from Moto. Sambo controlling things in midfield as he spreads it now just outside the box. Good turn by Nyoni. A chance in the box, and the goalkeeper has done well to collect that one. Good save from Senton Ndlovu. But you feel that maybe Ngwenya could have done a lot better there with a much sharper shot on that occasion.
Ngwenya should have done better there, but they're coming to the rescue of Bosso 90. But as we're looking at Sambo seems to have picked himself up, even though he got a yellow card in the beginning of the match. He seems to be controlling things, and he seems to be very posting that midfield for Moto. He threaded that pass to Nyoni, and Nyoni set it for Ngwenya. Ngwenya should have done better, but Ndlovu came to the rescue for Bosso 90 there.
That's a headed clearance by Blessing Mazimure, the goalkeeper. It comes now again to Nometa Mwembe. Mwembe now is on the left side for Moto. Good 10 as he rolls it again, this time for Stephen Muvirimi. To Sambo. Lovely skill from Sambo. Well, he has just used his experience very well in this match here. And they can't keep that one in play. It's still 1-1. We've played 35 minutes, 10 minutes to go. Good match.
Good match indeed. Moto, they're slowly coming into the match. They seem to be piling more pressure. They're putting the Bosso 90 defenders under pressure. And that means the Tofire Sambo, he seems to be using his experience very well. For Bosso 90, they seem to be now, they are now resorting to long balls. And each and every time they get the ball, they just don't know what to do with it. And Moto, they seem to be the side that is looking like they might even get another one before we go to halftime.
It remains 1-1. Here is the captain now, Kedwell. Tony Swanda. Those are strong tackles from Moto.
They are being very physical, and the Bosso 90 players, I think they need to tread carefully, because with the tackles that we are seeing here, one player might actually get injured, but hopefully the ref seems to be having everything under control. There's only flagged 2 yellow cards so far, so I think the match official, the main representative, seems to have the game under control, even though the match seems to be very tense, with the Moto players being very hard on the Bosso 90 players.
Strong tackles from Moto. Here is the captain now, Kedwell Gawaza. He will pump along one, trying to pick Mudlongwa. Breaking is Mugaza with the cross, then in the box, then Tony Spanda tries to pull it back into play. It's a corner kick to Bosso 90. So Mudlongwa will go to take the corner kick. In a 1-1 situation, Bosso 90 taking the lead through Dominic Charicha, and then Bektemba Nyoni equalizing for Moto, it was inside 5 minutes, 22 minutes, Bosso 90 taking the lead, and then 27 minutes into the first half, Moto equalizing. Here is the corner kick now. They haven't utilized the corner kicks mainly because of the height that favors Moto. As Moto defend that one, and the goalkeeper this time, Blessing Madzimure, will collect that one and go to the ground as well, just to create space and buy a little bit of time to initiate the attack for Moto. They need to watch Nyoni as they try to break now. That is Moto. Shot comes through. They all thought he was going to pass, but he went for the shot. And now they've taken the lead. 37 minutes into this match here. It's a good one then for Moto, the visiting team, ensuring that they take the lead. They were always looking like the team that was going to score, and it's Stephen Muvirimi who came to the end of that one, and he opened up the defense. They thought he was going to pass. He didn't pass, just went for the left foot. It's 2-1 to Moto.
Moto, they've been playing like ever since they scored that equalizer. They've been pressing Bosso and they've been rewarded. And Muvirimi there with coming up with a good goal there, deceiving the defenders as if he's going to pass. Then he just scooped it over there. And Moto, they check it, well-deserved lead. Maybe they might even go to halftime leading, and it's a good one for them.
It's a big boost for them to lead at halftime. Sambo, he has been impressive. So everything to fight for now for Moto. Here is the scorer of the second goal, Stephen Muvirimi. Shoko. Almost predictable, the Highlanders, they call it Bosso 90 defense. Almost predictable with the way they easily go flat when Moto are attacking. Sambo once more controlling things in midfield, but the defense is something that they will need to work on.
Indeed, it's something that they really need to work on. They seem to be, just like what I said, they seem to be very casual at the back there. I think they easily succumb to pressure. And now the fact that Moto, they've been pressing so hard, they're being exposed at the back there. Sambo, I think he has been very instrumental in this team in the first half. He has played so well. He's showing that he's experienced, and he's really giving the Bosso 90 players a torrid time.
He's giving them a tough time. They have failed to control the way he has been playing. So far doing very well is Sambo, but Bektemba Nyoni alongside Stephen Muvirimi as well, they've been good, but Moto seem really organized. Another free kick to Bosso 90, and it's those tackles as well that are working very well for Moto.
They are breaking the transition. I think that when they want to attack and press hard, so then they come so hard on those players just to break that transition of moving the ball from the back to the front. But I think they need to be careful, because the man of the center, he might lose his patience, because he's only shown 2 yellow cards so far. With the way they are taking, he might actually be forced to show so many cards.
So using lots of power is Moto. Yes, Sambo. He's tackled. That's a free kick. The referee waves play on. Another tackle. He waves play on, maybe just to cover up for that one. This time on the left side, pumps it into the box. It's headed out of danger by Moto. And there was another late tackle as well on an Moto player. He goes to the ground, but those heavy tackles, now Bosso 90 also coming with those tackles in this match.
I think the man at the center, he needs to take charge of the game, because we have seen 3 or so tackles that have gone unpunished. I think it's making the players frustrated, because when one of them is when he's tackled and the referee, the man at the center, does not blow the whistle, they always want to go and reiterate. So I think the man at the center, he needs to take charge of the match, and if it's possible, he needs to show those yellow cards so that he can give these players warnings.
So that player still receiving treatment. It's Bosso 91, Moto 2, but it was Bosso 90 who took the lead after 22 minutes through Dominic Jaricha, and then Bektemba Nyoni equalizing after 27 minutes, and then 10 minutes later Stephen Muvirimi getting the second goal for Moto as they are holding on to this lead, hoping to take it to the halftime with the lead. So we have 2 minutes before the end of the first half. A strong finish in the first half by Moto, but that player is still lying injured, and it would be good if they take the lead at halftime, Moto.
Indeed, it would be good for them to take the lead into halftime, and considering that they are playing away from home, for them to actually come from a goal behind and score 2 beautiful goals, I think it will be a confidence booster for them. For Bosso 90, I think they need to utilize home advantage. Surely, come second half, I think they need to actually ring some changes. Maybe the coaches, they need to talk to their defenders, because they seem to be very, very casual at the back, and their casuality has actually led to those 2 goals. They've been punished for not doing what they're supposed to do at the back there.
Home advantage not working to them, but it's an empty Babafield Stadium ahead of the PSL match between the Highlanders senior team and Triangle. Most of the fans who are here are mainly those with keen interest in Division 1. That's why you'll find Bulawayo City coach Trying Move here, obviously taking notes. Kupali Masugu, Talent Vision coach here as well, I'm sure taking some notes. But here is that attack coming from Highlanders. Maybe they might think of an equalizer, too casual as well. But at the end of it, they get the equalizing goal of Bosso 90 when it looked like they had wasted an opportunity. The rebound coming up well, and an important equalizer. It's on the stroke of half time actually that they get that equalizer with Dalubuhle Jojo. So Jojo getting the equalizer is the follow-up there that counted well for Bosso 90.
Jojo, they come into the rescue for Bosso getting that equalizer. But one thing that you should also look at, as you can see, that player who got injured there is still outside. So it means that Moto, they're playing with 10 men, and they've been punished for that. So it's always a disadvantage for you to have an injured player who's outside, and like if there's a delay in communication between the medics and the technical bench, you get punished. And in this scenario, Moto, they've been punished, and the player seems to be very, very, he seems to be feeling so much pain, and I doubt if he's going to make it for the second half.
And that player is Shiba Domingo, who is their central defender. So a big contribution in terms of that goal. And at times it's difficult because the player will still be telling you that he is actually fit enough to continue. And it looks like they've actually decided to take him off now. So he's out now, Shiba Domingo. And they've got a free kick now as we are into a stoppage time. the defending from Bosso 90 has not been good. That's something that Moto can always capitalize on. So it's a free kick this time that they will push to the left side. And the referee this time blows to end the first 45 minutes. It is the ZIFA Southern Region Division 1 and 4 goals in the first half. Would you have expected these 4 goals in the first half, Washington?
With the way the match started, no one would have thought that we would have witnessed the 4 goals so far. But we have seen both teams utilizing the chances that they've got. For Bosso 90, they started the match so well, getting that goal from Charicha, a thunderbolt just outside the box. But Moto coming into the match and Nyoni, they equalizing for them. Then later on, Mubirini punishing the Bosso defenders. Then it was the stroke of fight time getting the equalizer for Bosso. But I think for Moto, it's just unfortunate that they've lost one of their central defenders in Shipa Domingo through injury. And it is through that time, it is between that time when he was injured, that's when Bosso 90 managed to get that equalizer. But it has been a great first half. 4 goals scored. We're in for a treat come the second half.
So that's the halftime news then here at Babafield Stadium. It is the ZIFA Southern Region Division 1, and at halftime it is Bosso 92, Moto 2. That's not quite the same. We will need first to two. It's the second half of this match here. The Zifa Southern Region Division 1, and 4 goals in the first half. Are we going to see more goals in the second half? Are you expecting 4 goals in the second half, Washington?
We're still expecting more goals, even more than 4. This side, they look like they can actually, they look like sides that can actually score as many goals. I think we're in for a good second half again. Hopefully, we're going to get a win at the end of the day. As Moto, they seem to be continuing from where they left in the first half, as they still press forward, pressurizing the Bosso United defense.
So they need to continue giving us some good football as they did in the first half. So the Highlanders senior team also just coming into the stadium to watch the developmental side. As that one comes through, it's headed away by Highlanders, and they break away this time with Kolani Mushonga. Left-footed, that's a good one this time as he picks Gojo with a shot, and that one just going off target, but the flag was already up. Good attack there.
Good attack from Highlanders. The Bosso 90 side, they are there with a good threaded pass to Zozo. Was caught offside. It would not have counted even though because the shot actually it went wide. But good start for Bosso 90. It's good for them that they also need to contain that pressure and press forward. Maybe they can get to the third goal and take the lead once again.
But Moto pick it up now with the scorer of the second goal, Stephen Mufirimi. At times he wants to hold on to the ball, although he will get the free kick. So free kick this time to Moto. Shepard Mwale to take that free kick. 2-2 still the scoreline. 4 goals inside the opening half. Looks like he would want to come for a long-range effort, and he has done so. Straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Senton Ngo.
A good try from Wale there. It's a good shot. It was just a few meters outside the 18-yard box. It's a good shot because it went on target. It's only that it went straight into the hands of Santon Ngo in the goals for Bosso 90. But a good try from Wale.
For sure. Free kick to Bosso 90. It's going to be another yellow card, so those heavy tackles now resulting in plenty of those yellow cards coming through.
I think the man at the center, he has had enough. He's now starting to dish out those yellow cards. These Moto defenders, I think they really need to be extra careful, because if they continue with those hard tackles, one of them might actually get a red card, and it could be a huge blow for their team, as they will be disadvantaged, and that could also give Bosso 90 a chance maybe to collect all the 3 points.
So it's a free kick this time with Donnet for sure behind it for Bosso 90. They took the lead here, then allowed Moto to lead 2-1 before they equalized. There is the free kick coming through. It's a decent free kick, although the goalkeeper was alert, but it is the idea of coming up with those good set pieces that will help most of these youngsters. A
good set piece indeed. It's almost the same as that one that Mwale took. It went straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, but it was a good try as Moto pushed forward there with another attack from the left.
It rolls out for a throw-in, which they take quickly now to Sambo. Rolled again to the left side for Shoko. Sambo with a low cross, and that one is cleared out of danger. They pump a long one. Bosso 90 headed away by Moto into midfield as they pick Wisdom Gwenya. Yes, he had a good game, Gwenya. Good switching play to the left side where he picks Aspect Nove. He'll come with a long range effort, and that one just going over the bar. Good play though from Moto.
Good play there from Moto. Gwenya there, look, he was all alone in the center there, and you tend to wonder where the Bosso 90 midfielders were. He switched the ball to the left, and it was a decent try from the Moto midfielder there, although the shot went way off target. But a good try. It's good to try from outside the box.
Nometa Mwembe. Still Mwembe. Pushing it to the left where there is Aspect Nube, and then Nube can't keep that one in play. It's going to be a throw-in to Bosso 90, which Donet for sure will take. Another throw-in still on the right flank to Bosso 90, for sure once more behind it. Sambo. He has been a bit quiet in the second half. Maybe fatigue creeping. No communication there on the part of the Bosso 90 players as we have played 10 minutes into the second half. It remains a 2-2. All the 4 goals are coming in the first half. So plenty of goals to talk about in the Zifa Southern Region Division 1 over the Easter holiday. There is a chance coming through, and that one just goes out. No problem for Bosso 90 there.
Another decent try there from the left side by Moto. We have really had some interesting matches over the Easter holiday. Today being the last day of the Easter, we also witnessing an interesting match between Bosso 90 and Moto. 4 goals that have been scored in the first half. We expect more goals to be scored in the second half as Bosso 90 prepare to make another their first substitution of the game.
They are introducing Sylvester Ndlovu and taking out Denzel Mugadza, who was playing as the left back. So it looks like Innocent Chifamba will move to centre back, and Sylvester Ndlovu will move to the right back. So those are the positional changes that are being effected by this substitution, introducing Sylvester Ndlovu. Sylvester looks like will go actually into a central position to partner Kedwell Gawaza, the captain. So it looks like the coach not happy with the central defense. That's something that we're talking about as well in the first half.
Yeah, it's like as if they were actually listening to us. They've decided to ring some changes in that central defense, just to make sure that they tighten things at the back, because in the first half they were very, very casual, and their casuality actually saw them being punished as Moto managed to score 2 goals. Hopefully it's a tactical change that is going to work at their advantage. There's another offside after Bosso caught offside there.
So it's a throw-in this time to Moto. They seem to have slowed down their game now. Moto. I'm sure they'll be comfortable with taking a point home.
So far, so good for Moto because they are playing away from home. They've managed to score 2 goals. They took a lead for some part of the match. And also, even in the first half, they started slow. They only responded after getting that equalizer. Hopefully, maybe they are playing it safe. They want to catch Bosso on the counter, just like what they did in the first half.
There is a chance coming through, and the goalkeeper Blessing Matsumire does well to push that one out for a corner kick. It was a sharp shot coming there from Kolani Mdlong.
Mdlonga there with a shot and some good goalkeeping there from Matumo. As they win their third corner, they are first in the second half. Bosso have won 3 corners, but they failed to utilize them. Hopefully, maybe with this one, they might work something out.
So corner kick that they take into the box, and a chance coming through. There is a shot coming through, still some defending for Moto, and this time Nometa Mwembwe will clear the pieces as he picks now Sambo. Well, a little bit of fatigue on the part of Sambo. He was controlling the midfield in the first half. We're seeing mainly now the scorer of the second goal, Stephen Muvirimi, who is proving to be effective, as Bosso 90 prefer to introduce Daniel Musengami into the match. And this time they break away with Aspect Nube on the left side. Moto, they pump it into the box, and the goalkeeper will collect that one. With Muvirimi lacking there on the right side of the box. He was hoping to get that one, and he's pushed out this time for a throw-in, which will go the way of Bosso 90. So Highlanders will wait a bit in terms of that substitution, just to confirm if Brighton Makopa is okay. Looks like he's okay. You don't always want to waste your substitutes and end up not having a replacement. So that's what the technical team did there. That's what we're talking about as well in terms of Moto, their reaction in terms of that injured player who later on had to be substituted. That's Sheba Domingo, as the play resumed with one less player in Highlanders equalized. Goal kick to Moto. And this time the substitute is going to happen. So yet another substitution for Highlanders as they try to change things in this match here. But the second half not as lively as the first half.
The second half not as lively as the first half. I think both teams they don't want to open up. They want to be cautious in their approach, and we have seen Bosso 90 they are making their second substitution. Hopefully it's a tactical change, because I think they really want to go for the big one. So they're introducing the young Sendami, who's an attacking midfielder who's good on the wing. I'm sure they want to be attacking, pushing, especially from the wing, so that he can be the one who maximizes the defenders, whipping in those crosses to Dodo at the center.
So Daniel Musendani coming in for Tony Sibanda, who was playing on the right side of the midfield. In midfield this time, through ball, they're trying to pick Kolani Mdlonga, but he's a bit too slow as Moto pushed that one out of danger for a throw-in. And Musendani this time will get the return as he pumps it into the box. There is a chance, but Aspect Nube with some defending, and the goalkeeper Blessing Mazimure will collect. Stephen Muvirim is breaking away. Through ball this time, and the flag is up for offside against the man who scored the first goal, with Tembanyoni. And the Moto now introducing Takudzwa Mupambarira. Takudzwa Mupambarira is coming in. And they are taking out the captain Wisdom Gwenya, who was fighting in midfield, and Mupambarira is the one who is going to come in. It's still 2-2. So another change, the second one this time for Moto.
An interesting one indeed, because for me I thought that Ngwenya, he was actually playing so well. I thought that the player who was no longer giving what he was giving us in the first half of Tokyo Sambo. But because of his experience, I think the coaches, they saw it fit that they should just let him continue. But Ngwenya, he has done his part, he scored a beauty as well. So
so it remains 2-2. We are in the second half. It is the Zifa Southern Region Division 1. We have played 20 minutes, and there is a penalty shot, and the referee points to the spot, and it's gonna be a card as well for that foul going to Talubu Jojo. So opportunity for us to witness the 5th goal in this match. Opportunity for Moto to take the lead, and the man who scored the first goal, Bosso, he has been troubling Bosso 90 as well. Looks like he's the one who is going to take that penalty. It's 2-2. This penalty coming 20 minutes into the second half. A chance there now for Moto to get something and probably seal the points and take the points home. Look at how he's standing ahead of that penalty. He will now face the goalkeeper, Nyoni. The goalkeeper had saved that one, but it looks like he can power. It's a 3-2 to Moto.
Moto, they've taken the lead once again, and it's that man again, Nyoni, who scored a beauty in the first half. He has scored his second of the game, and it was Muvirimi who has been a thorn in the flesh, who was brought inside the box, and the man at the center pointed to the penalty spot, and the Moto, they take the lead once again, 3-2. We have witnessed the 5 goals. It's quite an interesting game, and for Bosso 90, they've been punished again with I think that tackle in the box. It was a rushed tackle, and the man at the center pointed into the spot, and Bosso 90, they find themselves down once again.
So they find themselves down. It's a 3-2 here, 5 goals. Bosso is now with the press in this match. He opened the equalizer, the opening goal for Moto, and now he has scored their 3rd goal, which is the 5th goal of the match. Wonder what Mdlongo was trying there. Kadwa, the captain, finding this time Mukudi with a long one on the right side. This could be an opportunity for Bosso 90, but the goalkeeper has done his job well to clear that one. He is now Charicha, who scored a beauty of a goal in this match. He gets the return, pumps a low one into the box. A chance then coming then for Fosho, and that one just going over the bar. Good play, but the finish not the best.
Good play indeed from Bosso 90 there, but Fosho, they're not directing his shot well. I think he should have done better there, but Bosso 90, they really need to respond very quick and probably maybe try and get that equalizer and push for the win. But for now, so far so good for Moto. They are leading here by 3-2 in this interesting Southern Region Division 1 match.
It's only week 2. We have seen a couple of matches in terms of the Southern Region Division 1, mainly those matches played in Bulawayo. But here is Anyoni, Sambo. But still, they are fighting, looking for that opportunity, and that one going straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. I was just saying that it's still early days. We've seen a couple of matches. Bosso 90 more on the developmental side. Maybe I'll focus mainly on Moto. From what you've seen, do you think that they're a team that is going to travel even most of the favorites in terms of the southern region. We saw what Mosi Rovers can produce when they put on a good fight despite losing to Bulawayo City. Do you think we're seeing the same here with this Moto side?
I think Moto they'll be a side to beat indeed. They've come into this game, they're playing away from home, they've managed to score 3 beautiful goals. It shows that they're going to be in there fighting for the honors as well. I think they're a good side that is going to give trouble to other teams. Moto, no one, we should not underrate them. I think they've got also experienced players. The likes of Topi Ray Sambo, who has played a good mix so far. I think they're a good side that it can actually give your title favorites, your PCC and your Talent Vision some good time for their money.
But there is, of course, the likes of the PC Wange, Makomo, also decent teams to fight for the league title. Here is now Chifang, who's now playing as the left back. Good steal as well from him to Peak Mukuli. But that's a dangerous ball. Although the substitute Daniel Musendani does well to find Mudlongwa into the box, and that one is headed out by Moto Mukuli. He has controlled the things in the second half. Mukuli, Chifamba pushing it back now again to Kawaza, the captain, Kedwa. And the Moto defend well with that man who has been fighting in the second half aspect, Nube, playing as the left back. But here is now Bosso 90 coming through here. They might just get something from this one. Good touches as well in the box. Penalty. The referee points to the spot.
A good run there from Sendani, and he's brought inside the box, and the minute the center, he points to the spot. Second penalty of the day. We are about to witness the 6th goal of the game.
It's gonna be the 6th goal of the match if they score. But interesting enough, it will be the 2nd penalty of the match. So we wait and see. Plenty goals to talk about in this match, and interesting football as well. Bosso 90, at times you would think they are out of this match. For a moment I thought they were out of this one, but they fought their way. That was a good sprint from the right side by Daniel Musendani. He using his wing play very well, but for him to cut through the middle, it was intelligent play.
Intelligent play indeed from Sendam. I think that's why they introduced him, because he is a menace to the defenders. He beats them from the wing, then he comes to the center. He has got skill and pace, and this time around he used that to his advantage, and he was brought down inside the box, and he wins his team a penalty. So
Dominic Jaricha, who scored the opening goal of this match. It was a fantastic goal that maybe will go down as one of the best goals of the weekend. Not forgetting the one which was scored by Gifty Gumbo for Siwu, their winning goal against Arnel. But that one by Jaricha was a contender as well for the goal of the week. We also saw a penalty that Bulawayo City scored in one of their goals in beating Mosi Rovers by 3 goals to nil. We are seeing yet another penalty here, the second one for this match, and the task is given to Dominic Jaricha. He is going to face Blessing Matimure. Let's wait and see. The referee just monitoring closely the defenses as it comes through. It hits the upright and goes into the net. A cheeky one coming through from Jaricha. It took a bit of time to celebrate. He put on a smile because it hit the upright. It could have gone anywhere, but it's into the net. It's Jaricha with a press now. It's 6 goals in this match. It's Bosso 93. Moto 3.
Two penalties. We have seen also 2 players getting 2 goals each. Nyoni for Moto. Then Jaricha now getting a second from the spot. It's an interesting match indeed. 2 goals have been scored so far in the second half, and we are likely to see more goals as the match still has got some few minutes before it.
So the player who created the penalty, Daniel Musendani back on the pitch, and as he was preparing to walk back onto the pitch after receiving treatment, he got a round of applause from the Highlanders senior team players for creating that penalty. So we have a battle here between these two teams as we have under 15 minutes to go to the 90. Goal kick. Share of the points, do you think is what we are going to get here?
I think we are. Yes, it can actually go that way, but I think we are likely to have a winner because these sides we should not take them for granted. Any side can actually get a goal here, and this game it can actually be our maybe. I think it has been the most interesting match of the Easter holidays in terms of the Southern Region Division 1 League, because we have witnessed the 6 goals here. The match has been a good game, and another bet take there on the young Sendami by Nube was shown a yellow card by the man at the center.
And the aspect Nube has been fighting for most of the second half. He picks a yellow card, so the referee has now been flashing plenty of those yellows, as this time Bosso 90 will take the free kick, hoping to get another goal. What will be the 7th goal? It's headed out. Here is a chance then in the post again. It's the substitute. Another one just going over the bar. Good play from Daniel Musendani, and now the questions will be, why was he kept on the bench?
Good play indeed, and Sendami, they almost giving scoring the 4th goal for Bosso 90, and it's only that he directed he lofted his shot a bit high. I think he should have just tried and lowered it, but it's a decent try from Sendami, and he's showing his impact as he came in as a second half substitute.
So it's 3-3 in this match. Yes, 6 goals that we have witnessed, and I'm sure we can still get more. Any of these teams can still get a winner in this match. Here is now Aspect Nube, impressive in the second half as he prepares to take that free kick. Nube wants to go for goal. The goalkeeper with that fingertip that pushes it out for a corner kick. Ambitious there, Aspect Nube on that occasion, and the goalkeeper Centron Jofu showing his qualities. Good goalkeeping. It remains 3-3.
Good goalkeeping there indeed from Jofu, and a good shot there, a good try from Nube just outside the box, and the Moto they win their first corner of the game.
So they prepare now to take that corner kick, and it's going to be taken by the substitute Takudza Mupaparira. He flies it well into the box. The goalkeeper punches it out, not quite, but he will say, I had it out of danger. That is Centron and Dog. He seems to be a promising goalkeeper. Aspect Nube. What a second half he has had. And that one is cleared out by Dominic Charicha. It was actually Darlington Mukuli in midfield for Bosso.
Indeed, Centron is proving to be a young upcoming goalkeeper who could be knocking in the doors of the first team, maybe.
There is another one, easily collect, full of confidence as well. Sambo chasing him all the way, and he will come up with the long one. This time trying to pick Jojo. Jojo is still fighting for that one. Can he get into the box? He has controlled it well. Tries to find a through one then for the substitute Musendani, and that one will go out for a goal kick. They look dangerous when they move forward, but at times indecision seems to be affecting the Bosso 90 players.
Indeed, they look very dangerous when they are going forward, and the 2 centre forwards there, Jojo being one of them. I think he has not, for me, he has not done what I would say I know him of because I think he's capable of shielding the defenders away and turning and firing those balls into goal. But today he seems to be a bit sluggish. I think he has not had a good game for me.
So onto the left side, header coming through. Good goalkeeping from Senton. He raised his boots high there. That's a free kick to Moto. So another substitute then for Moto as they are trying to win this match here with under 10 minutes to go before the end of the match. So they are now introducing Maxwell Ncube. Maxwell Ncube is coming in for Moto. Which way will this one go?
I think it's difficult to tell where this match is going to go. Any team can actually win this one, but for me, I think both sides they've displayed some good attacking football, and that's why we've been able to witness 6 goals. And it's really difficult to say which team is going to win. As Moto they prepared to introduce their 3rd substitute, and it's that man Tofire Sambo who's going to call it a day.
He has had a good game, especially in the first half, but I'm sure later on fatigue just affected him, and he's going out, and Maxwell Ncube is going to come in, but he had a good game, Tofire Sambo, using his experience very well. So just to run through what has been happening on Independence Day, it was Makomo who beat ZPC Wange by 1-0, and then on Friday Siu coming from a goal down to beat Arnell by 2 goals to 1. Then on Saturday, Ajax beating Toronto by 3 goals to 0. And there is a chance coming through for Nyoni with a chance for a hat-trick head up, and the other one going straight into the hands of the goalkeeper. So Ajax beating Toronto by 3 goals to 0. Bulawayo City beating Mosi Rovers by 3 goals to 0. Indlovia Nyatela and Mainline are playing to a goalless draw, and there was also Talent Vision beating Kesmine by 1 goal to 0. And in this one is currently Bosso 93, Moto 3. Free kick awarded now to Bosso 90. And the Siu also traveling to play Mosi Rovers. That is today as well, Monday, as that match could not be played last weekend. So it's a good chance for them to be on a 100% record as well. That is the Siu to join the likes of Bulawayo City as well as Talent Vision. How important is a good start to a season, opening up with wins like we have seen the likes of Vision as well as Bulawayo City doing it?
It's always good to start your season very well. It also sends a statement to other teams as they will start fearing you. And for Siu to play their second game in 3 days, I think in as much as they'll be playing away, they'll also be seeking to collect maximum points and keep chase with those your title favorites of Bulawayo City and Talent Vision.
So it's a free kick now to Bosso 90. It's a very promising position as they try to wrap up the points. And if they can score this one and win, they will also be one of the teams that is on 100% record, and that one was a low one. The idea was good, but it lacked power.
The idea was good, but it lacked power. If that man who was introduced in the second half, Sylvester Ndlovu, who tried his luck there, I think he should have done better there. Put more power into that goal, and maybe he could have scored.
So Daniel Musendani was the player who was fouled. So he has been getting those challenges playing as the midfielder, and he's one player to watch, even in terms of being promoted. Of what we have seen of him in the in the second half, he coming as a substitute, he has looked promising.
I think he is an impact player. He is a super sub. He has come in, he has told the defenders, he has won his team a penalty that led to the equalizer. And once again, he also had a good run there and he was brought down. It's such unfortunate that him over there did not take the chance. The man that we have been talking about, there's one is team penalty, and there's also within a cross that has been noted into the goal. Also 90, they take the lead.
Well, they take the lead there, and it looks like it's Darlington Mukuli who came to the end of that one. And credit, we're just talking about that man there, Daniel Musendani, but he's a fighting spirit, fighting it into the box, and at the end of it, Bosso 90 getting that crucial goal, and looks like they've got the points wrapped up now.
It looks like they've got the points wrapped right now. 4 goals to 3. We have seen 7 goals being scored. 3 goals have been scored in the second half. And the start man, Daniel Musendani, I think he is the talk. He is the talk of the match. He was introduced in the second half and he has made a huge impact. And the Bosso 90, they take a well-deserved lead with just a few minutes to go.
So it's actually Brighton Makopa who came to the end of that one. So Bosso 90 now leading this one here by 4 goals to 3 with close to 5 minutes to go before the end of the match. 7 goals in this match. Here is Mudlong holding on to the ball. And then Nyoni fighting for possession. It's going to be a throw-in which will go the way of Bosso 90. And a good fight there on that occasion by Mudlong, just to try and shield it away from Nyoni. And crucial that they get an opportunity to create yet another goal as they lead as well here by 4 goals to 3. It looks like they would want to go for a long one, more like a corner now, straight into the box, but foul throw. He wanted a long one in the process, coming up with a foul throw.
It's a foul throw. I think he rushed that one. I think they should just take it easy. These Bosso 90 players, yes, they've taken the lead, but I think they need to be calm, because you never know with this team. They might be surprised by this Moto side, which has played so well. It's just unfortunate that they might be going back without any points. But I think they really played well in this match.
They indeed put on a good show, especially Stephen Muvirimi. Not a bad performance as well from the man who scored a brace, Bektemba Nyoni, as well as the man who has been substituted, that is Tofire Sambo. He used his experience very well, especially in the first half. Good cross. Are they thinking? Or for number 4, Aspect Lube, a bit too slow. They appeal for a penalty. The referee will play on, and the Bosso 90 will break away. Here is now Dlotlo. It's a walking pass this time. And one Moto player lying injured. There's a through ball. Comes a through now for Bosso 90. Breaking is Makopa in the center. The cross comes, not quite, blocked well. It's a corner kick to Bosso 90. They continue looking good when they attack.
The 4th corner kick for Bosso 90, and it's that man again, Msendami. We had a good through ball that he sent to Dlodlo. He tried to whip in a cross and it was blocked for a corner. As a player is lying down injured in the penalty box, whether he's injured or it's one of those,
So we are in the closing moments of this match. So you were talking about your game of the week in terms of the Zifa Southern Region Division 1. You reckon this one is your match of the week? I still feel like Siu Arnel was a game and a half.
I think I'll reckon this one because with this one we have witnessed 7 goals. It's rare for a Division 1 clash to have so many goals, 7 super classic goals. I think I will rate this one as the best. Yes, the Arsenal versus Siu, it was a good one, but for me, I think I'll give this one the nod. We've seen 7 goals, which has included 2 penalties, 1 for both sides, and also 2 players managing to grab 2 goals each. I think this one has been an interesting match. Well, it's still a few minutes to go. Maybe we might still see 1 or 2 goals. You never know with football.
Makomo also beating ZPC. A good match played in Wange, the Wange Derby. So plenty to play for in the Zifa Southern Region Division 1. Are they thinking of number 4? Maybe Musendami would want to rep up things. That one just going across the face of goal, out for a goal kick, but he has been impressive. Why was he on the bench? Or it was a tactical move, the coaches will always say, but I'm sure to the fans they will say he should have started the match.
Indeed, he should have started. Or maybe it was a tactical approach, but maybe we let them get tired in the first half. We introduced a new party player who's going to run around in the second half, and Msendami has been that player. In as much as he has played the second half, I think he might believe in our contender for the man of the match because he has really played well. He is an impact player. He is the one who's team a penalty. He also assisted in the 4th goal, which could also be the winner for Bosso 90.
Which could turn out to be the winner. That one is headed out. Aspect Nube on the left side flights it well into the box. A chance coming through, but Bosso 90 will head it back to their goalkeeper, and well, the man in the center at times takes time to blow that whistle, to come up with those decisions, and at times it's important that he flows with the play. If he's making a decision, then he makes that decision quickly.
Yes, you expect that the man of the center, he should be decisive. He should make those decisions very quickly. In that scenario there, I think Muvirimi is the man that is lying down. I think he fell upwardly. I think the man at the center should have just blown the whistle. But I think it's something that we have witnessed in most of the matches that we have watched over this weekend. I think even the man at the center between Siu and Arnel was slow in blowing that whistle. And as you can see, the Moto bench, they've been frustrated and they're actually shouting at him, not happy with the way he is officiating.
So it's a 4-3, Bosso 90 leading this one here at Babafield Stadium. It is the Easter weekend coming to an end with this Monday fixture. 7 goals in this match, and we have had a lovely weekend in terms of Division 1 football. Here is now Victor Banyon to the right side, finding the substitute Taputo. There's a chance coming through. The goalkeeper will collect that one. He's an alert goalkeeper, but the substitute Taputo, Mukambariram, also coming up with a good shot.
A good try there from the substitute. It only took a wide deflection there, and Patignoni was well positioned to just get that goal. And for me, I think it's almost game over here, and it seems like Bosso 90 they are going to get all the maximum points. But we've been entertained the whole afternoon. It has been a great game, and 7 goals that have been scored in this match. I think this important is one of the best games that I've witnessed, maybe at Babafield Stadium in terms of the Southern Region Division 1 league.
Plenty goals as a shot comes through. It's cleared out of danger. Makopa wide this time, looking for Musendang, and 2 players are lying injured. as we are approaching the end of the match here at Baba Field Stadium. Looking good so far for Bosso 90, but there's been some heavy tackles, and you can see the boys are just easily going down on the ground. Big match here that has really seen them going through some hard tackles as they try to maintain their unbeaten run in the league and maintain their 100% start to the season.
I think this match has lived to its expectations. It has been a great game, which has seen us witnessing 7 goals. And I think when we look at all the Division 1 matches, most of the teams they seem to be very, very hard. They come so hard with those tackles. I think that's the nature of the league. But it has been a good game for us. For Bosso 90, I think it's a booster for them that they win their second match, especially playing at home. But getting to concede 3 goals when you're playing at home, I think that could be a worry. I think the technical team, they need to look at that as they go forward in their campaign for the 2019 season.
So it's still 4-3 in this match. And late attacks coming from Moto to try and get an equalizer. And if they get it, it will be the 8th goal for the match. So Muswati Sibanda is preparing to come in, and the match is still on. And Moto with a good fight to try and get the equalizer.
Moto with a good fight. The Bosso 90 preparing to make a substitute. I think it's one of those substitutes that we are just making just to try and wind off time, because it's almost full time according to our watches. And for Bosso 90, they've scored 4 goals, and they're going to finish this match probably on a high note. And as we see there, the man who has been substituted is going to be shown a yellow card there for time wasting by the men at the center.
Yeah, although they say there is no standing rule that you have to run when you are being substituted, but the referee can always interpret it as time wasting. So that's a yellow card. So the man who scored the 4th goal, Brighton Makopa, goes out, and in comes Muswati Sibanda as Aspect Nube takes a throw in on the left side for Moto. Can they get an important equalizer on this one, which will be the 8th goal of this match? It's cleared out by Bosso 90, and the referee still looking at his watch. He will signal that the match has come to an end here. An interesting match at the end of it. 7 goals scored. Bosso 90 winning this one 4-3. They maintain their 100% start to the season. A quick wrap of the match, Washington.
It has been an interesting match that lived to its expectations. 7 goals that have been scored in this afternoon. 4 for Bosso 90, then 3 for Moto. I think for Bosso 90, it's a confidence booster that they've won the second match on the throat. But it's good also that they also managed to pick points when they played. They played this match against Moto at home. A decent fight from Moto. They were just unfortunate that they leave this game without any points. But it's a good match, good football from 2 sides from the Southern Region Division 1. I think at the end of the day, the better team won. It's congratulations to Bosso 90.
So Bosso 90 winning this one. Dominic Charicha with 1 goal. There was a Dalubutle Gorgo also scoring, and then Brighton Makopa scoring. Dominic Charicha actually with a press, I should say. So Dominic Charicha with a press, Dalubutle Gorgo, as well as Brighton Makopa scoring. On the other end, a press from Pegimpilo Nyone and Stephen Muvirimi getting the goals for Moto. But their defender, Shipa Domingo, suffering an injury, and he was substituted at the end of it. So a good win, a good game, 7 goals, Bosso 90 maintain the unbeaten start to the season. It's only week 2 though. It's Bosso 94, Moto 3.
It was a tough match, but we played very well, but not like the last week game. I think we are there. These youngsters are doing well. They need support on, but we are there. We are fighting for championship. I think in the second half of the season, Cardwell and Bar, I think they are ready for the first team. Maybe they promote them in the second half of the season. I don't know. But they are ready for the first game. It was a good match. Although I have lost, to me, it's a good start. I think I'm going to make the correction from where I have spotted mistakes from my guys. I cannot say they did not play well. They played very well. It's one that in football. We have two results. A win, a lose, and a draw. So this is the result that I have got. I'm very happy. I know next time it will give me the power and the strategy to win the next match. My guys, I think as they start, we will polish up. And I think next following game, I promise you, I'm going to make a positive result.